What's new, fathead?
Doc Owen here with Action Figure Times. Green Lantern Month continues this month with the Hal Jordan Movie Masters figure. Now, as you know, this isn't the first Movie Masters figure to be released. Green Man was actually the first Movie Masters figure to be released on MattyCollector.com. But you can kind of see some of the packaging here. Remember, Green Man was more of a window box. This is basically, it is a clear packaging, which you can see the sides. It's got a nice bevel. It's got a beveled oval in the middle. I like how it's kind of got the cutout for the Green Lantern name up there. We can see he does carry a lantern, and this is going to be a Build-A-Parallax figure. I'm kind of excited about the Build-A-Parallax figure. You can see that evidently he's going to be massive. In fact, he's so massive that Mattel's doing something new, and that he's going to be able to come over 2 separate waves. That's a unique thing, and I'm actually pretty excited about that. I'd actually asked a question on one of our Matty questions before about was this possible, because personally I thought Validus for the Legion of Superheroes was a little bit small. He's supposed to be massive. I'd like to see heroes like, or villains like Validus, let's see, who else? Chemo, Brimstone. See, those to me would be a great figures, even though they're much thicker and Parallax evidently is a lot slimmer. Those would be great figures to do over 2 ways, so you could get a massive Build-A-Figure. Now, let's go ahead and get him open. And I'd actually already pulled him loose before. Now, we'll go ahead and get Hal out of here first. And his lantern. All right. So here we have Hal Jordan. Now, the movie costume is somewhat growing on me. I'd honestly wish that they had kind of stuck with more of the comic side, but you know, that's kind of just the geek in me. Now, it's a pretty decent sculpt of Ryan Gosling, I would say. His hand, these are, movie masters are supposed to be known for their articulation, even though Green Man didn't have that much. He does got a good shoulder joint. It looks like it doesn't move as much as I guess it could. He's got an elbow, he's got a bicep, he's got a wrist. I think all that's important for a ring wielder. Now this is interesting on this hand, and make sure you look at the close-ups when we do it. And then also don't forget that we're going to be taking pictures of all these and put them on Matty or on our aftimes.com. His fingers are actually made to hold the lantern. They're really not going to be good for anything else. He does have a midsection joint, but he has no chest joint. He's got articulated. He can behave like Jean-Claude Van Damme. He's got a knee joint, which will also spin. That's actually hidden very, very well. I have to say I'm actually impressed by that. Make sure you look at that in the close-up. He's got a foot joint that it'll turn side to side, but moving it back and forth, yeah, it'll move back and forth slightly. I am a bit concerned that it might come off. The lantern, it is clear. It's got, I don't know if you can kind of see the light through it. Maybe you can see it when it's up close. I like these because they look ancient. They don't look like the just little power batteries that normally come with a comic size. But these are pretty cool. So I do actually like that a lot. Make sure you look at these up close. Now, the emblem on his chest, it is raised. It does look like a very, very cool figure. Again, I'd like to have seen, it would have been cool to have a Movie Masters, like a comic version, but hey, we already have that in DC Universe Classics, right? Doesn't look like he's got a wrist joint, which is going to make it a little bit difficult to actually hold that lantern, because the fingers don't bend in. I'm sure there's a way to do it. I'm probably just messing it up. Now we'll just pull out our big Parallax figure. Looks like he's got a little monster coming at you. So that's kind of neat. It's kind of clear. Nice paint job. And actually, he has a fairly decent paint job for the movie. I think it's actually looks pretty good. Parallax is going to have some a pretty massive joint. That looks like it's going to spin. Will that spin? Yeah, that'll spin. It'll move back and forth. So he's going to be pretty poseable. That's going to be kind of neat. Just like Hal here. I'm happy with his posability. Now, we were talking when we looked at Kilowog from the the 3 3/4 line about how I thought he was a key figure because of the constructs, because he had an adapter. Now, I don't have any other constructs yet, but this, it does fit right in there. Not as tight as other ones, but it does fit right in there, so we could use this to have some constructs for our Movie Masters line. I think for the price point, I would have liked to have had a Movie Masters stand. It does have a hole in the bottom of his foot. I think I would have preferred these, because if they're going to be a premium figure, I think they deserve stands. But all in all, this is pretty cool. You can see him here. He's next to Kyle Rayner. You can see he's a thin little dude. And make sure you check out the pictures. I'll show you some pictures of him next to the Hal Jordan DC Universe Classics figure. Anyway, there you go. Take a look at that. Make sure you see the close-ups. That's coming up next. Remember to be extraordinary, and we'll see you soon. Remember, Green Lantern Month continues on actionfiguretimes.com. This is the Hal Jordan Movie Masters Green Lantern from the single pack. There you can see he's got the nice ribbed uniform. It almost looks like they tried to make his eyes where, you know, in the movie it makes him, he's got white eyes, but you can kind of see the pupils underneath. Kind of looks like they tried real hard to do that. His head turns. He's got somewhat of a shoulder joint. That moves. He's got a kind of a weird elbow joint. You can kind of see his hand there shaped so that he can hold his lantern. There's the hip joint. Nice paint applications really all the way around. Man, we got some massive lights back there. Look at that. Knee joint, very well disguised in the front. A little bit of a flare there on the thing, but man, it's a whole lot better than what it could look. I mean, that's nice. Somewhat of an ankle moving joint. I like how it's kind of collared underneath there. That's kind of neat. This is a great figure. A lot of detail to him, a lot of styling. The raised lantern's really neat. Now here's the lantern that he comes with. You can tell it's kind of clear in the middle. You can tell it looks ancient and old. It is, you know, is a power battery. And he kind of supposed to be able to hold it just similar to that, like it's got a wood handle. So there you have it, reminding you this is Doc Owen with Action Figure Times. Make sure you go to the site, see some close-ups of the figures, and we'll see you soon at Green Lantern Month on Action Figure Times.